October 13th is being celebrated as National Cinema Day. Today we have with us an upcoming director from the Kannada film industry, Islahuddin NS. He's known for movies like Spaces for Rent, Nori Swami Ivenu Irode Hike, and Anna. His recent film Anna was selected for the Indian competition at the Bangalore International Film Festival. Let us talk to Islahuddin to know more about him and the cinematic experience that we have at theatres. Thank you so much, sir, for doing this. So, sir,
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. So, you might know that October 13th is celebrated as National Cinema Day, and today is like all the movie theatres have tickets at just rupees 99. What do you have to say about this move to make theatre halls more accessible to everybody?
Yes, you see, first and foremost, cinema was meant to be shown in the theatre. Of late only now we've developed, after the advent of the OTT platforms, we have been watching it in our personal space on our mobiles and small computer screens and things like that. But to actually get a complete cinematic experience, a person has to go to the theatre. That is when you really get to savor the movie. Otherwise, you're just watching it or you cannot experience the cinematic effect while watching it on your mobile phone or your laptop or your TV at home. So I think it's a great initiative. I hope a lot of people end up watching movies in theatre. And since it is the National Cinema Day, I think the tickets are also priced quite less, right, for people to come over to theatres. I hope people make use of it.
Also, what do you have to say about this shift? Like, earlier all the movies are shown at movie theaters itself, but now a lot of valuable content is coming to OTT platforms, and there is a shift in the audience as well. So how do you see it?
Yeah, see, it caters to the economic process of demand and supply also. So there earlier, the number of movies that were being released was quite minimal. You see, now and then making a movie itself was such a big task. But now things have changed. Earlier, there were so little films being released, and then we would all wait. To see all the big stars in the movie on the big screens. But now, many more movies are being made. A lot of new content is being generated. So you see, and then if you have so much content, you still do not have enough screens to show that content. So sometimes, in a way, it is not too bad. It's like, since there is already so much content, and that content needs to be shown to the general public, right? As in, that is the ultimate aim of any filmmaker, that he's basically like an artist who wants to show off his work of art, right? So in that case, the advent of OTT is also kind of helpful, because you see, there is so much content. You can't have all of them being released in theaters. It's definitely not possible. It's really difficult also. And then the economics of having a theatrical release of movies is totally different. As in, many small time filmmakers will not be able to afford it. In order to keep your movie in a theater, you'll have to spend a lot of money. So it's not just making a movie, it's also about taking it to the theaters, and then that involves a lot of money.
Also, so can you tell us about your journey as a filmmaker and how you started in the industry?
It's been a long time since I have been into movies. So I started off the entire thing. I should credit it to my involvement in theatre. So I'm from Mysore, and then I started off with a weekend diploma in acting in Rangayana, and after that I got into amateur theatre group under Mr. Maim Ramesh in his group called GPIER Theatre Group, and since then I have been actively involved into theatre, so much so that later, because of the influence theatre had on me, I got off into journalism, and then because it allowed me to um, go watch events, take part in all cultural activities and all of that. And then eventually I finished my master's in journalism in Mysore University. I secured 4 gold medals in MA Communication and Journalism from University of Mysore, after which I also cleared my NET exams. NET is National Eligibility Test for Lectureship, and then because of which a friend's father sponsored part of my education in the UK. So I did another master's in UK because of the help of my friend's father, Sri Rajkumar Agarwal. And then and that actually took me into filmmaking. While we were in theater, I was already directing plays, I was writing plays, acting though we were already doing it. So, but I always had a leaning towards films. I was always fascinated by good films. So eventually I wanted to get into filmmaking, but I was not able to figure out, being from a small city like Mysore. But later I did some research and learned of institutions that are in India and outside India. And then I came across this very good university in England, which is called University of Sunderland, in Sunderland, and who are offering a very nice course, which also had new venture management and things like that. So my idea was I would go to England, come back and start my own production house back in Mysore with my friends. So yeah, I finished the course in UK. I did a master's in media production, and my major subjects were advanced camera and lighting and editing. I took up these subjects because I wanted to learn the technicalities of filmmaking, because since I was already directing and writing, I had my focus towards mainly technical aspects. And after I came back, the same group of friends that we were together before I went to UK, we all came together and we did a feature-length movie in the year 2009 in Mysore. So it was then that time we called it community filmmaking, because we did not have one producer. We got a lot of people to invest 100 rupees, 50 rupees. Probably like the entire city of Mysore is like helping us out. These youngsters. This is the year 2009 to make a movie, and that movie happens to be the first movie of a lot of big names now in the Kannada industry. So I was directing the movie, and then it was also the first movie of Dali Dhananjaya, the actor, and then Rishi, and then Nagabhushan, and then Purnachandra, and Badal, and many big names were associated. Renowned theatre personality Sri Basavalingaya was also a part of it. So it is like the entire community helped us make a film. So that was in the year 2009. And then, but unfortunately, we could just have a few private screenings. We didn't have a production house, so we didn't even know that we had to go and register. And then when we got to know, it was really expensive. So we were never able to release it. But whoever has seen it had really appreciated the movie. It's been a long time now. After got into TV9, I worked as the head of special segments and crime in News 9. And then also I ventured into advertisement a little bit. I have done quite a bit of ads for a lot of renowned brands, Sunpure, Lunars, which are from Karnataka, and then Hindustan Times, and then also KSIC. And I did quite a bit of ads. Then later I got into a company called QK, which was founded by Shekhar Kapoor and A.R. Rahman. And then there I was the content manager. And then the idea of QK was to promote local talent, as in local artists. So after that, again, I got back into ads, and then, but the ultimate idea was always to make movies. So I was always trying to make movies. And then 2019, like almost 10 years after I made the Spaces for Rent, which was the first film that I did from Mysore. In 2019, I got to start off with my first commercial project, which had Rishi in the lead. It is called Nodi Swami You Nirode Hige. And unfortunately, the film was designed to be shown for an OTT audience. The content of it was favoring much to an OTT audience, and then ultimately the film is now available on Z5. So that happens to be my first film, after which I did another film called Anna. I directed it. It is based on a Sahitya Academy Award winning Kannada short film called Anna, written by Shri Hannur Chennappa. So the film was recently shown at the Bangalore International Film Festival. We received some rave reviews for it. And we are in the process of looking out for theatrical release now. Probably the next month. Since it was given the children's movie tag, we are kind of trying to get it released on the Children's Day on November 14th. So let's see, keeping our fingers crossed.
Yeah,
That's
good
about
luck for that, sir. Also, so like, what were some of the challenges that you faced, from like Spaces for Rent from 2009, then you did in 2022 this movie, and now in 2023 you released Anna. What were some of the challenges that you faced as a director over these years? And then, how do you overcome it?
See, filmmaking is like an organized kind of a business, as in the if we do not have proper backup, as in monetary backup, it was very difficult to make films, as in the equipments and all are very expensive those days. So to make a film was like a really big task. Most importantly, the biggest hurdle that any new filmmaker faces is the lack of funds, as in, so it's like chicken or the egg kind of situation, wherein when you go to meet a producer, they want you to have experience, and to have experience you need the producer. So it's kind of a vicious circle, but somehow what happens is, instead of making really big projects, we try to make smaller projects that are quite viable. And then that is the journey of pretty much every filmmaker. The first film that he makes is with very limited resources, limited budget. And then when he can prove his abilities, then there are people that will come forward to back him up financially. So basically the problem is to do with finances. Yes.
But now, a lot of local cinema is getting worldwide attention. Like, I think 2020, this 2018 Malayalam movie was nominated for Oscars. Last year, Chillo Divas was in Gujarat, from Gujarati cinema, was nominated for Oscars. So now it's like earlier it was the mainstream Bollywood movie that was, the talk of the town, and that used to get worldwide recognition. But now we see that local cinema across our country is getting attention of the world. What do you have to say about that?
Yes, it's a very nice question. See, all this, we are all aware of what happened during the pandemic, during the COVID pandemic. So people suddenly had nothing to do, as in we are all at home, just getting fearful of the COVID thing, and then the only kind of entertainment we had was we couldn't go outside, so we were all stuck to our screens on our mobiles and our laptops. And then suddenly what happened is people got exposed to varied content. So until the point of COVID, as makers were looking at also creating a pretty much template like kind of a cinema, but later when people began watching different kind of storytelling techniques from across the industries, they suddenly became aware that, oh, stories can be said like this also. So, and then then the filmmakers also got to know that now people are exposed to content of different kind, and then that kind of once you get to know that there is a market that is consuming such content, the filmmaker then also has the opportunity to change his style of filmmaking, right? So it is like, it doesn't happen just in on one side. It's like both the sides. If this side, as the viewer, he demands to see a certain kind of a film, then the filmmaker will also try to make that certain kind of a film. So it's like a two-way traffic, not really one-sided one. So now people are accepting good content cinema. So filmmakers are also creating good content cinema. It has given them a lot of courage to make such stories that are usually that were not considered cinematic enough to be shown on the larger screen. But now we know, if not the larger screen, we can watch them on mobile phones also. So that is what has happened.
Yeah. So this has led to more, local cinema coming up outside, like people recognizing the power of local cinema as well.
Yes.
So what about you? Like, what are you watching on OTT or any other movie that you're really looking forward to watch?
Oh, so I am mostly in the zone of creating. So my focus solely remains on creating stuff. So I am past the stage where I was consuming like 3 to 4 movies a day. I mean, I was like when during those learning days, but now it's become very limited. It's mostly if it is recommended by a lot of people or the filmmaking fraternity, and if there is something that I can learn from it, such movies I tend to watch. But time and again, I keep looking for good content around also. It's not that I don't watch at all. I do watch. I go across platforms, all OTT platforms sometimes, and then some movies you have to go and watch it in the movie theater. Like, I mean, a Jawan, or I mean, like a multi-starrer or a big film like a KGF or a Kantara that has also got a visual spectacle, right? You have to go watch in theater. So these popular movies I do go to watch in theaters, but other language cinema and all of it I watch on OTT. I have been looking around some stuff that is being made in Korea. It's quite interesting. So I've been watching. I mean, everybody was literally like going gaga over K-dramas and all of that. So I wanted to see what's really happening there. So they're making some good stuff.
Yeah. So what about your next project? I mean, you mentioned that you will be trying to release on November 14th. That's the plan. What about the other projects?
Yeah. So currently I am in talks with a couple of people. Probably it would be with my next project would be with Dali Dhananjaya. And then let's see. It's we do not know if it is going to happen immediately or how long it is going to take. But we are in talks. And then the other one, there is another project that I am pitching to, that I'll be pitching to Netflix and Amazon and some production houses here in Bangalore like PRK and KRG. So there is a lot of material to pitch to people. I'm just hoping I get the right opportunities.
Yeah, good luck with that, sir. While we're excited about Islahuddin's upcoming projects, for now, let us go to the theatre and enjoy the cinematic experience like Islahuddin mentioned. Do let us know which show or movie you're watching in the comments below. And for more such interviews, subscribe to Daily Salar Digital.